Hey everyone, and welcome to Canine Dog Talk. We all absolutely adore our dogs. I mean, they're family, right? And one of the biggest ways we show that love day in and day out is through their food bowl. But here's something to think about. What if, with the very best intentions, we're accidentally causing them harm?
Yeah, it's a really tough question, but it's so important. So, in this explainer, we're going to dive deep and uncover some of those really common feeding mistakes that might be impacting our dog's health and happiness. The goal? To make sure that the love we pour into their bowl is truly, genuinely nourishing them. Okay, so we've broken this down into three simple parts. We'll start with mealtime routines, then we'll get into what's inside the bowl, and wrap up with food safety and hygiene. Ready? Let's jump right in. All right, part one, mealtime routines. This is all about the when and where of feeding. Honestly, getting this part right is the absolute foundation for a happy, healthy gut. Okay, this first one is a potential lifesaver. And I'm not kidding. So many people miss this. Think about it. After a super intense game of fetch or a long run, your dog's body is in full-on recovery mode. All the blood is in their muscles, and their digestive system has basically hit the pause button. If you feed them right then, that food just sits in their stomach undigested, and that creates the perfect storm for something truly dangerous. And this is it. It's called gastric torsion, or as most people know it, bloat. It is an absolute emergency. It's especially a risk for our deep-chested friends. Think Great Danes, German Shepherds, boxers. What happens is the stomach, full of food and gas, literally twists on itself, completely cutting off blood flow. It's incredibly painful, and without immediate emergency surgery, it can be fatal within just a few hours. The crazy thing? Just waiting that 30 to 60 minutes can prevent this entire nightmare. All right, let's talk about free feeding. Just leaving a full bowl out all day. It seems like the kind thing to do, right? But the thing is, it puts their digestive system under constant low-grade stress. Plus, it's a huge contributor to obesity from just, well, boredom eating. But here's the really crucial part that most people don't think about. It completely masks a loss of appetite. When you have set meal times, you know immediately if your dog isn't interested in food, and that is often the very first sign that something's wrong. So sometimes the kindest thing you can do is actually not feed them. For instance, before a car trip? Yeah, that's just a recipe for car sickness. And feeding them from your plate during dinner? That just teaches them to beg and can lead to serious issues like pancreatitis from all our rich, fatty foods. And this last one is non-negotiable. Before any vet visit that might involve anesthesia, an empty stomach is critical to prevent a life-threatening complication called aspiration. Okay, so we've got the routine down. Let's move on to part two. What's actually inside the bowl? Because what they eat is obviously just as important as when they eat it. Oh man, this is such a common one. So many of us do it. We think we're making their kibble tastier by adding a little fresh food on top. But what we're actually doing is creating total digestive chaos. Here's why. Dry kibble and fresh food digest in completely different ways. They need different enzymes, different stomach pH levels, and they break down at different speeds. When you mix them, you're forcing your dog's gut to fight a two-front war, which usually ends in gas, bloating, and just poor nutrient absorption all around. Let me ask you something. Would you want to eat chicken and rice for every single meal? For years? Probably not. And it's not great for our dogs either. When we feed them the same exact protein day in and day out for years, their immune system can actually start to flag it as an enemy, developing an allergy. This is how you prevent that. Simply rotating the main protein every few months, say chicken for a bit, then switch to fish, then maybe lamb. It gives them a much broader range of amino acids, and it seriously cuts down the risk of them developing those frustrating food allergies later on. Seriously, think about it. An ice-cold meal, it doesn't sound very appealing, does it? Well, your dog's stomach agrees. When you serve food straight from the fridge, their body has to work overtime, using up precious energy just to warm the food up to body temperature before digestion can even start. It can cause stomach cramps and makes their digestive enzymes way less effective. The fix is so simple. Just take it out of the fridge maybe 20-30 minutes before mealtime. It makes a huge difference. I know it's tempting to share, especially when they're giving you those puppy dog eyes, but our seasonings can be literally poison for them. Dogs don't need salt and spices to enjoy their food. The smell and taste of meat is all the flavor they need. Salt is really hard on their kidneys. Onions and garlic, they're toxic to their red blood cells. And some spices, like nutmeg, can cause serious neurological problems. And don't even get me started on rich, fatty sauces. They're a fast track to a painful and expensive emergency vet visit for pancreatitis. Let's bust a big myth right now. A lot of people think, Dogs are carnivores, so they just need meat. But that's only part of the story. Think about a wolf in the wild. It doesn't just eat the steak, right? It eats the whole animal, the organs for vital nutrients, the bones for calcium, even the stomach contents for fiber. A diet of just plain muscle meat is actually dangerously unbalanced and can lead to things like brittle bones. A truly healthy, natural diet needs to look more like that whole prey model to be complete.
All right, on to our final section, part 3. Food safety and hygiene. This is the stuff that gets forgotten all the time, but it's just as crucial as what's in the food itself.
Go ahead, take a good look at your dog's food bowl right now. Is it plastic? Does it have a bunch of little scratches in it? If so, you need to know that each one of those scratches is a tiny microscopic apartment building for bacteria. They're basically impossible to clean properly, and that bacteria can cause skin allergies and that puppy acne you sometimes see on their chin. A much better choice? Stainless steel or ceramic. They're non-porous, a breeze to sanitize, and just so much more hygienic. Okay, this is super important. If you're going to switch your dog's food, please never, ever do it all at once. A sudden change is a massive shock to their system, especially to all the good bacteria living in their gut. The best way is to do it slowly, over about a week. You just gradually mix in more of the new food and less of the old food. This gives their digestive system time to adjust and helps you avoid that dreaded digestive upset.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? An open bag of kibble really is like an open bag of chips. The moment you open it, oxygen starts to attack it. The fats in the food can start to go rancid, which isn't just gross, it's actually harmful. And all those important vitamins start to lose their potency. So the big takeaway here is, don't buy a giant bag to save a few bucks if it's going to take you 6 months to use it. Buy a size they can finish in about a month. And for sure, store it in an airtight container.
This might be the most important point of all. A dog can go for days, even weeks without food, but without water, only a couple of days. And this is especially true for our dogs who eat dry kibble. That food is, well, it's dry. So to digest it, it has to pull water from your dog's body. That's why having fresh, clean water available at all times is absolutely non-negotiable. And don't just top it off. Dump it out and refill it at least twice a day.
Wow, we have covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From timing and routines to hygiene. So let's bring it all home and wrap this up with a few golden rules you can literally start using tonight. Look, if you only take away a handful of things from our chat today, let it be these. First, respect that rest time after play to prevent bloat. Second, rotate those proteins to keep allergies at bay. Third, keep their bowls sparkling clean. Fourth, transition to new foods nice and slow. And finally, always have fresh water available. These aren't just rules, they're simple, powerful ways to show them you love them. And really, that's what this is all about, isn't it? All these little details, all this effort. It's not about being a drill sergeant at mealtime. It's because every single one of these choices is a tiny investment in their health. It's a gift of more comfortable days, more happy moments, and hopefully, more years with our best friends right by our sides. Hey, if you found this explainer helpful and you want to be part of a community that's all about helping our dogs live their best lives, then please hit that subscribe button and join us here at K9 Dog Talk. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.